sound good. So
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah,
once it gets acclimated, and you're able to see
people
where it's
walking
at.
their dogs, you know.
I'm sorry.
The dogs, people walking their dogs.
Yeah.
The dogs perk up. They can smell, you know, fresh
Yeah.
African goat all the way out in the street.
Wow. That's a beautiful drum.
It's a nice drum. And I wanted to take more big ones because I just don't, you know, I don't want to miss the opportunity.
Yeah.
But that's the only, he's going to be back from Tucson. So
That's the only one he had.
no, he had a bunch. He had a handful, and we just set them all out in the alley. And he's going, you still have a lot of drums, right? Yeah, I mean, I've decided to mark them down a little bit so I can move them because I'm always paranoid that I'm not going to see them again.
Yeah, sure.
And then I screw it. But so next time he's going to bring Valentine's, and you know, he's great. He's just so supportive of what we're doing. Yeah. And he doesn't blink an eye. It's like he calls and boom, 2 hours later he's right here. I was like, man, you know, and he just got on the plane, you know. I mean, he's all business, you know. He's just not messing around. His Suleiman is like in a finishing school back east, and his daughter's in college. And they got a bunch of series. I miss Juno Case. She's cool. Mm-hmm. That's his wife. Beautiful. Yeah, we met her. Kathy knew her before I met her, and then
gonna make it tonight.
Yeah, she's on the way.
Okay. I wonder if Clyde will make it. Thought he'd be here.
Good, yeah, good question. Speak of the devil.
Yeah. Yep.
Hello.
The full moon slowed me down.
Really?
Oh, it's beautiful. Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Saw it last night, this morning.
It's massive.
Mm-hmm. They say there's going to be a full eclipse of it soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Full eclipse of it next week.
Really?
I
Well,
heard that on the
there's
radio.
been sort of, you know, I've been YouTubing all these stuff about, you know.
It's got a price tag now.
Yeah, now it has a price tag on it.
Wow.
And everything does. Because Suleiman came in yesterday. I mean, certified.
Really?
Yeah, he called yesterday morning. I said, "Are you in town?" He goes, "Yes." He says, "I'm coming by today." So he came by, and you know, I had to buy drums. I had to, you know, blow a hole in my credit card because it's like,
Again?
yeah, because it's like he sort of depends on me,
Right.
because that's his gas money, and then he goes out to Tucson or New York or wherever. And, oh, that's what I got to ask you, if I can get those truck tire mounts. Okay, here we go. I moved the camera tonight.
So I don't see any new drums.
I'm sorry?
I don't see any new drums.
He's checking. Did you? You
No,
have
no, I
yours?
put it back over
Put it back.
there.
Yeah, one big lion drum, and then the rest I had to control myself and get mediums and smalls
Oh, right.
because I had big ones, and he took one big one that needed a new head on it. He's so conscientious.
That's nice.
You know that one of the big guys in therapy groups banged this big drum, the purple one,
Yeah.
and split it.
Wow. Shit.
I had these two big guys and I had such a great time. And I kept saying, "Don't hit the drum so much," and he just kept banging, you know, because they're in a state, you know, most of them. And so when I got back here, looking at, there's a split,
Oh, shit.
and it opened up this last week. I heard it go, you know, it's like, oh, I know, okay, that was the one that was already broken. So he saw it, and you know, he said, "Okay, I'll take that and change the head on it." I said, "You sure? You're going to be really busy." He goes, "Yeah, no, I'll do it." So we'll see if I get it back.
That was a nice drum.
Yeah.
Nice head.
I wanted to
Was it
keep
nice
that
head?
drum. Yeah, that was really exceptional. And I was just, you know, I could have taken a drum to replace it. I went, nah, I want that one.
No, that I like the carving on that.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous.
Nice.
The wood, you know, and so George Kwaku, you know, he's throwing out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been recording with it. Yeah, so this weather, brings it way up. It's higher.
Yeah, I thought I had it. I had the lower one on the right. So did you see the washboard guy?
Yes, I did. Did I see the washboard guy? Yeah. Yeah, the band
Yeah,
with the
Yeah.
yeah, it was Dobro
yeah,
and
backsliders.
yeah, the backsliders.
The guy on the harmonica.
All right. Now that was pretty nice.
They've been going for like, they've had a lineup change, like 10, they've been going for like 30 years. I used to see them, literally, the hotel where they used to have a residency was like from here to Father's office away from my house in Sydney.
Wow.
Yeah,
So they've been going at it for 30
about
years.
30 years.
That's so impressive. I love to hear that.
But the guy that plays washboard left about 10 years ago. And I have a guy playing strip.
So that video is the old band or the new band?
It's the old band.
Oh.
No, the new bands. They're good.
I bet.
They're good.
certain accent. We're going to give a little lesson. The accent is on the upbeat. Yeah. 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 That's it.
I was reading that for you.
Okay, begin it. Oh, yeah, good, yeah. I keep the grooves not really long because it's so humid, and you know, you got to conserve our energies for when Kathy gets. No, I'm kidding.
No,
So-
with the accent, I was like, I was leaving that space for you to pop it in.
No, that was good that you left that space so we could identify that. But I'm going to slow this down now just for the sake of anybody watching, because I'm getting some nice feedback from people. Now, those are the two accents that I'm hitting on my left hand. Okay, so the downbeat is usually what we hit the hardest, but now we're starting to learn about upbeats. The upbeats are the syncopated notes that's going to get everybody to dance, right? I like to make the distinction, if everybody's on the downbeat, then we learn how to march. But if you really want to dance, you got to get it on the upbeats, the syncopated notes. Now this relates, yeah, it's good. This relates to, again, back to the 13 rudiments. And guess what? This connection to this rudiment is connected to the rudiment called the flammacue. The flammacue. And the reason it's connected is with the flammacue, the second note of the flammacue is the accent note. And it was the first of the 13 rudiments that was up off the downbeat. It starts to get everybody to swing. So like, now you can keep that going, right? And I'm going to play a flammacue over this, and you see how it sort of matches up. Now, it's a verbal or oral tradition, right? And it lands on the downbeat. But no, you're good. You stay there. Or, well, you won't mess with that, fine. So, how they taught this was Johnny got a gun. That's how you say it. Johnny got a gun. That's, you know, the traditional oral Johnny got a gun. And me, Johnny got a gun is the accent. Johnny got a gun, right? Johnny got a gun, right? Now I'm simplifying it because the flammacue ends as well as begins with a flam. Now, flam is a fat two note. It's two hands happening almost simultaneously, but then not quite. Usually, in order to get them happening at the right microsecond interval, one hand is going to be higher than the other hand. I'm just going to do this. You keep going. See how that works? Yeah. So it's really powerful, right? And Jenna, you play every note. Johnny got a gun, but we don't have to do that. But with the sticks, yes, it's tricky, right? So what happens is your mind cannot wrap itself around by just accenting the second note. It wants to accent them all, especially first and the last. So what you're learning how to do here, is to start relaxed and then get that quick jab in there on the second note. Usually we're left-handed. Yeah, it's a left-handed jab. There's a lot of comparisons with boxing. Yeah. And it's just back and forth. Johnny got it done. You're ending, you're playing all the notes. Johnny got it. Slow it all the way down now. Johnny got a gun. Johnny got a gun. Johnny got a gun. Nail it with it. That's it. So you're doing two notes on one hand. Not that it matters, but I'm just showing the original. Yeah, now you got it. But you're also ending with a flam. Just that second note. Good. So then we go, you see how it comes out of the African, right? So now pick it back up. Not so loud.
Why?
Because why not? Why? The this is the mental discipline on this one is to hit the first note as soft as you can. So you got room, dynamic room, headroom, for the next note. Yeah. The flam's got to be played softly, and then the second note is usually with your left hand. Because the way they teach it is a right-handed flam, meaning that your right hand is high and your left hand is low. That's going to be the first flam. So but I'm just tradition. So the hard part is to play that first combination flam softly. Now, when you play this in open and close, like traditionally, that means starting very slowly and then speed up. What's fascinating about this is when you speed up, changes time signature. Listen. I can play along. Now we're in 4, right? Or 2, Now as it speeds up. Goes to 3. When it starts to go really fast, you see, the body develops those memory responses, and everything stays quiet except that one note. And it gets to be this incredible flow. it's really good exercise to get that left hand away. So now we don't have to do the flam, right? But you know where that accent is. That's really what's cool in this particular lesson, is that the flam's good. You want to work with the flam. But you see what happens? It goes to 3 when it goes really fast. And that gets you back to the sabah. You know, they'll do that accent. And I'm guessing that's where the flamacue really originally came from, was from either Senegal. Well, you never know.
I know Pup would teach the flam on djembe.
Yeah.
And also the sabah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had to be really quick.
Right.
Because you got a stick. And
Right.
hand, like you got to move this thing. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Number of times you get hit with those little sticks.
Yeah. I got scars. So it's like, so what we'll do now is let's just for grins, let's try it in the 3. I want to get to the 3 so we get that accent in the coolness of the 3. But we're not going to go there right away. Let's just settle into the 2 for now, okay? A little too fast.
No, I just. This is throwing me.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I'm used to leaving.
Oh, the room for this, yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It'll come. Just play. Well, see, what happened was the flam.
Oh, that was your Molly.
Molly.
Just walked by. Yeah, with mum.
Oh, good. That's nice. So, yeah, the flamacue leaves the end open when it's in the slow form. But always remember to try to keep a high and a low hand. That's the hard part. Now, ideally, to play a flam in the djembe, you're going to 1 in the middle and 1 at the edge. That's a good flam. We get low and high at the same time. Johnny got a gun. 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 Johnny got a What? What'd you say?
I have an aversion to hitting.
The accent with your left hand.
No,
Oh.
just whether it's like
An aversion
It doesn't have the same
punch.
punch or this pops more with the way.
Right,
you
right.
hit
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
It's a true slap, yeah.
yeah, it's almost like I did flan and then hit,
Right. You're not going to get the same effect.
but I need the smaller drum on top
Yeah.
to
Sure.
differentiate.
A big difference. Then you'll hear it. But so what you do on a junjun is you accommodate that by volume, dynamics. So the first note, not so loud. Second note, the accent note, that's your accent note. So if you're gonna do your flam, whisper the flam. Whisper the flam. Yeah, and it sets your, so you don't exert any energy when you hit that first flam. So you got all your strength high for the flam. I mean, for the accent second note. Hey. Yeah. We're doing it right. We're doing it right. Yeah. The only reason to play the drums, get the women to dance. What we're doing is the flamacue.
No, I just. I'll just give you some more space.
It's space in. Oh, there's a. I think I put a cold bottle of water in the fridge for you. And there's that Indian food is just heated it up a little. Good. Yeah. So now here's an interesting phenomenon in your hearing. Your hearing assumes that you're getting that accent. And most of the time, it's not really that different than the other notes. It's sort of, and the only reason you know it is like if you listen to a recording of it. And my teacher, when I was a kid, she was one of the first people that recorded your drum lesson. I remember, like, what is that? She had a reel-to-reel tape recorder, the old Ewer. You know?
No, this is really good.
And a metronome and a tape recorder, reel-to-reel.
I'm out here hitting your leg.
And when I heard myself play, I was like, oh, that's not what I thought I was playing. My ears were imagining. And then I noticed that phenomenon with all kinds of drummers, especially now, you know, with the drumming groups, the hand drumming. People think, you know, I'm great. They're just going at it. No, I didn't see her. Clive saw him.
No, she was grinning from ear to ear, but she was.
Oh, good. She was grinning. Good.
She's very colorful. She's like colors of the rainbow.
Good. So sweet. So this was the flammecue, meaning that the first note is a flam, right? That's a high and a low hand. She's got all these on the drum set. And then the second note is the left-handed accent. Johnny got a gun. Johnny got a gun. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Want to get the other conga drum and put it here? Or you can move around and sit next to Garth, and you can both you try this on the. They've been sharing a conga drum.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do that one?
Yeah.
What happened?
Sure. Where do you want me to move to?
So you come down this way.
Or I can scoot over here.
Yeah, you could.
Or no.
Yeah, it might be over here better. Okay. I moved the camera tonight, so we've got
Because
it's more centered there.
I want that dancing.
You what?
I want that dancing.
You want? Yeah, we can get more of that. That'll happen.
Oh, she has beautiful moves.
Yeah.
Really? No, really beautiful.
Yeah. Well, probably.
See, the rhythm must have been right.
And it's not aggressive, right? It's just.
No,
But it would be nothing wrong.
it was.
Mhm. So that's proof, that these are universal.
So Sunday afternoon,
Mm.
Saturday afternoon, sitting at home working on.
Yes, clock up in here a little bit. Come forward. Clock it up a little bit. There you go. So you-
They had a special on Big Joe Turner
really?
on KJazz. Yeah, they do an early blues segment.
Huh.
And I could have sworn, I had to listen to the guy drumming because I went, is that Buddy Helm? But I could hear your style
I guess I could.
behind Big Joe
Yeah.
Turner.
Yeah.
I don't think it was you because it was 68.
Hmm.
So
I played with him in 74.
but I could imagine, I could
Well-
almost hear, I had to listen hard because I'm like, that's Buddy's style.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's where I learned it, from those guys.
Really? Because he's doing blues, but he's doing then rhythm and blues and bordering. And so he,
Yeah. What's going on? You guys
Well, we're trying
logistical. Okay.
Trying to do.
to.
He was a genius, He invented rock and roll. He invented the term rock and roll.
no, I like his stuff.
And the blues shouter. He was the traditional.
All right, well, if I'm going to be this close, you better have access.
That's great. On KJazz?
Yep.
Yeah. On Sunday.
No, Saturday and
Oh,
Sunday, they have a
The blues
3 o'clock, they have because he plays a lot of Chicago electric blues, and he does an early blues segment every Saturday and Sunday. And this Saturday was Big Joe Turner. I'm like,
It was like just putting on a pair of really comfortable shoes, playing with him. And he remarked, he says, man, he said, you got that beat the kids like to dance to.
Stuff in,
I really miss it. Because like when you develop a skill,
It's probably harder to use your right though.
That's okay.
now, you improvise with this sequencing. circle drawn around, circle drawn around, circle drawn around, circle.
takes a bit of rewiring.
That's a bit to work on that one.
Mhm.
But it has a great feel. It's a great
Good
groove.
to have things like this.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Well, you assimilate it.
It's not a button.
I think it's only cold water. I think I need cold water.
That's not easy.
Did you say you went to see the Rock of Ages?
I
David?
didn't. No, I did not.
With Heather?
No, I
Because
didn't.
I just got the DVD. It's a terrible movie, but it's really fun.
No,
It was a musical in New York. And Tom Cruise, Alec Baldwin.
no, I did not see it.
And it's terrible. But it's hilarious. Because Tom Cruise just plays it over the top. Nonstop.
Well, that's not like Tom Cruise at all.
Right. Oh, good, Kathy.
Yeah, they've got to adjust to this weather. They were really loose when you dropped them off. And I tried to start to tighten them up yesterday. I went, you know what? I think I'm going to wait on this. And today they tightened up a lot.
Medical.
So I'm glad I didn't.
Okay, I got this one started.
Now, the Flammacue, like I said, it was an oral tradition. Johnny got a gun, right? Johnny got a gun, and the knee was the accent note, the left-handed accent. But a year so the challenge is to truly make the second note as an accent. Yeah, and that develops the ability to, you're playing the accent with your right hand. So if you were to, so you would start with your right hand and flam. I don't know if that's going to be the sequencing right. You're playing it backwards, it's fine.
Well,
That's because the conga's on the right. Not the left.
Yeah, you got to flip it. Mirror. No, I was just the sequence. So the left hand develops as an accent. That was like slowing it down even more. I was going to show you a different part. Keep going. This is the Latin version. You're playing completely opposite. Counterpoint to what the drummer's doing. See, you're not even getting the accent. See how it goes against? That's the secret.
So what? I've got to remember to go on the right because my natural tendency is to go right.
Well, you can do it either way. This just, yeah, this sounds good. But you see how it counterpoints and makes quite a nice melody combination.
Sounds better.
Yeah.
But I miss doing the flag.
Oh yeah. Now you go back and forth.
Ah. Where's it go? Right there. There it is. That helps.
Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, That's
That's
slow like that takes an intense amount of
yeah. That's
concentration.
just. I'm like, where does that left one go?
So now I'm going to explain what was happening.
Three brains fried simultaneously. That was good.
Nice. It sounded really good.
That's good.
So what we were actually playing there at the very end was this thing that I started playing at the very beginning. When the three of us sat down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, much slower. Now, I had to open up your mind to the principles of where the accents fell.
Mm-hmm.
So the Flammecue was the first level. That was the first level of the accent. Johnny got a gun, right? Johnny got a gun. So that's that second note. Johnny got a gun. That was the first accent that we had to comprehend and be able to nail, right? Because it's not easy. That accent, if you play traditionally, you're going to start with the right-handed flam, and the accent's going to fall on your left hand. I mean, you probably do it the other way, but that's not important. The accent is what's important. Just so you start to feel that accent. So that was the first level. Now then, once that started in, it was like nice and solid after 20 minutes locked in. Then I showed you the other part. So the other part is the traditional salsa bass line, which is boom, 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 boom. So that the bass player plays that regardless of what the rest of the orchestra's playing.
Mm-hmm.
They lock in.
The bass playing.
Yeah, the bass player holds the clave on this particular groove. So it changes depending on what they're playing, and there can be debate about what it's called, merengue, mambo, whatever, but it's all old school, so it's kind of a moot point. But what happens then is that when the bass hits those three notes, that second accent note that the bass is playing comes after that accent on the djembe, right? So right. So like you play that party. So it's like. Cool. It's just that your accent, the second note, is different from their accent.
So I should actually say second.
No, yeah, no. You're third. No. You just stay in that groove. You don't have to worry about the accent. Oh, because all three of your notes are actually accents.
Two on the right is slightly lower. And then the left
It doesn't matter
doesn't matter.
if two on the right or two on the left. What matters is the second note. That note. Yeah, that note right there. Yeah, yeah. Because it goes against.
Then I should do that on the left.
Play it back and forth. The bass, that's how the bass varies apart. You play those three. The rhythmically stays on the same rhythm, but moves the notes around based on the chord that the band is playing. Boom, 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 boom. You know, you can vary it, right? The point is that the rhythm,
I can move it around.
yeah. But you see how it goes really nicely with that accent. So then what?
Really nice.
So what happens then is those two accents together start to do this. Okay. So that there's two accents because I'm hitting yours and yours.
Which is what you started playing. Okay. Don't expect me to remember this next week.
So slow it down. Yeah. So you see, this is like physics. The evolution of these rhythms as they combine with different tribal influences from Africa to Spain, Portuguese, and also European. So, you know, in the Caribbean, there's this amazing mixing pot of how these rhythms evolve. And then second line came out of that eventually. So it's like, so to come, and you know what holds it all together is a cowbell. That's what I'm doing on my foot, right? Yeah. That's it. That's the essence right there. So you remember the part? Now you can vary that by adding their note once in a while, but come back to this every once in a while to lock it down. This is your part. so I'm not on the downbeat.
Okay, because I thought you were going like, no,
You're now-
split.
Yeah. Well, now you're the only one holding the downbeat
Okay,
and the cowbell.
not yet.
They're fun. That's a fun one, isn't it?
Cow-
What's the bass line again? What's the?
Boom, boom, dum, dum. It's a beguine, right? Spanish, flamenco. So in the big orchestras, this is all the bass player would play. Now the notes would be, would change, of course, but the rhythm. And so but don't push it. You gotta stay really relaxed with it.
So am I better at adding notes in or just dropping them out?
Yeah, you can add a few, but always come back to that basic refrain. Because the orchestra depends on that. Because everybody else is going.
That's the responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's meant by being true to the clave, holding the clave. Okay, slow it down. Yeah, the tempo was creeping up, and as soon as it creeps, it's like it goes somewhere else. It gets really. But when you can stay really, solid with it, and that's why the cowbell is so important, because there's one person just doing the cowbell, holding everybody back, because you can see how you tense up on it. Because the intellect is going, okay, I got to nail those accents consistently, and that tenses everything and speeds up.
Cowbell needs either some mellowing or some tape.
I took the tape off.
On your stick. It's really quite loud, Mike.
Yeah, it's. I like the tone.
Yeah.
Boom, bum, dum, dum, boom, boom, ba, da, boom, boom, ba, da, boom, boom, ba, da, ba. Yeah, that's your alternative. Do that for a while, then go back to the three notes. See, and it's really dramatic. You just go back and forth between those two. Can I give it a year? Yeah. Boom, boom, ba, da, ba, da. Yeah, that's where it lifts the arrangement for a dramatic, and then it settles back in. So something that subtle on a bass really makes a big difference in the full orchestra. Yeah. So going back and forth just between those two things, it's very subtle, very little difference. But this, yeah,
Am I better? Am I better off doing like so, just slipping one,
yeah, once in a while.
1, 2, 3, 4.
back and forth. Then back.
That's good.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
It's a very pretty one. So the way our mind works, we've got to approach it like from the rudimental point of view. It's a tool for us to get in because our intellectual mind needs something to hang it on, a framework. Whereas if we were to be raised in a culture where those rhythms would be natural, and it's not African. You'll hear it in Africa, but it won't sound like that. It'll have a subtle little shift in it. It won't, be slightly different, but it'll be close. Hi,
How you doing?
how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in and listen. Have a stool if you want.
I'll just sit here.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
So, just for grins now, pick it up. Now start with those 3 notes. Boom, 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 boom. That's not it. Don't speed up though. Nice and relax. That was good. You had it. Yeah. Good night. There it is. Yeah. No, you're late. The second note, you're late. You had it. You had it. You had it. Just a little softer. Just play a little softer. You're
I'm crying.
yeah. You're good. You're good. You're good. Drummers need to be crying. That's it. This is where the drummer goes. You got to go there. Stay there. Oh, yeah. That's great. That's great. You guys sound wonderful. Yeah, it is. Well, that's the amazing effect rhythm has on the critical mind, you know, because the critical and the drummer has to max out the critical mind before the critical mind will get out of the way. And then you play from your body. Most people don't get there because their teacher can't get them there because they're stuck here. Because their teacher learned technically, and it's like that's what they're going to teach the student. But what happens when you get out of the critical mind, evaluating the notes and reading it in the mind, it's like, okay, and you start to, and it's a breakthrough. It's an amazing barrier. You pass through this barrier, and it's a sensation that's memorable because suddenly you're playing from a different place. And that's transcendent. That is trance. That's where consciousness is being forced into a higher perspective. And the drummer has always known that challenge. They don't always get there, but they know that challenge is there. So that's why endurance and stamina is part of drumming, because in any metaphysical endeavor, the person has to tax the conventional senses, and until they get to the point where the conventional senses collapse or become transparent, and they move through that membrane of conventional thought into a different place. And that's what's exciting with drumming, is there's absolutely no words. You don't have to worry about doctrine. You don't have to worry about vocabulary. Just the actual rhythm itself has transported you to this, other place. And that's when the aliens land and everybody's happy.
It's actually good doing these rhythms and staying with them and playing with them.
Yeah.
We're not just doing what we've always comfortably doing. It's like something, even nice little Garvin, like.
Yeah, you're working. It's a work. You're working at
all
it.
of us. Like,
Yeah.
And that's a good place to be.
Well, I find myself smiling amazingly, broadly when that's happening, because it's like
Yeah.
there's all these streams, and they're
Yeah,
like interconnecting and they're flowing with and against each other, and then it all works, And I always remember that Michelangelo drawing he did of water, like eddy pools that he used to he drew, and all these amazing. He could see the currents and he could draw them, and how they would all connect together, and that's what it's like for me. It's like all these currents, and so it's like I strive to bring people up. above the conventional thought process. And to do this tells me, encourages me to go ahead and teach like this, because the other way is like, okay, we're going to play, show the downbeat, and everybody's just going to play and have fun with it. And that's at the beginning, that's a challenge for some people. But generally, when you get to this point where you're saying, you know what, I want to stretch, I want to get in, I want to push the envelope.
This is where we need to be. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then you have an identity, because what you need,
I'm gonna put another drum over here so I can.
try the other way. Yeah.
No,
Use this one, it's okay.
No, I don't
can
want
use
to
it.
know it. That's good for you to
It's all right.
have it too.
It's okay. Okay.
No.
Do you want a little one, Kathy?
No, this is nice and light.
That's a nice. So
Oh, that's a new one?
No,
no,
that's an
no,
old-
that's it. But that, in comparison, that was really starting to sound really good. Because they vibrate in here. They all become in tune with each other. So,
I always love
'Cause-
the carving and the kente
yeah,
cloth on
the
that.
kente cloth. So that's why I've gone the way I have with drumming, is to move into this realm where very few drummers, conventional set drummers especially, they don't get past the point of just working for a living as a drummer. They don't go to the place where the drum becomes a transcendent tool. They just don't want to go there. And all the drummers, man, that I've ceased to be communicating with, because they don't want to go there. They fear that. And the musicians fear that. They say, oh yeah, music is healing, but they don't want to, they don't want to. So I have gotten such an enrichment of my life to be able to do this, because you guys are like, let's do it, and it's like charging up the hill. Like we have to overcome our own,
Okay, let's do some more.
limitations. Well, I'm building, because that's where we're going to go. Now we're going to take the Flamicue. Now, what I was showing the Flamicue, originally, when you started slow, it's in 2, 4. Okay. Now, when you start to do that sequence faster, when you close it down, it goes to 3. I love this curve. So again, you're giving the illusion of that 3 note in the 4, but now you're in 3. So it's like, let's just play it for a second, then I'm going to show you the part, because we got to get used to this, because this is really weird.
Okay.
So let's not go too fast with it. The whole trick is to find the juices. Now at this tempo, this is like a beginning tango. Your parts. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3. Yeah. What is and three? One and two and three and one and two and three and one I'll do them both. I'm hitting both your accents. I'm hitting both your accents. I'm hitting their accent and your accent.
Right, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to play that. And
No,
this.
well, you can eventually. It's like the other one. You can, but right now,
That's what I got confused.
Yeah, I do. But
now you're playing their accent. So slow it down a little bit. There it is. Keep going. That's what I. So again, as in the other one, the combination of their accent and your accent, your note falls right after their note. You don't hit the same act. Well, you can, but your part.
Did I get pulled into there?
Right, of course, of course. So the individuality of the different parts, if they maintain their integrity and their identity, then it goes. This is the essence of a lot of the deep trance stuff, because you can see how they really fight. They fight each other. So, but get that yeah. But it really works when it's slow. You go ahead and play their part for now. You want to play your part? That's all. And once you get that, you'll start to feel the variations. Just stay here. Breathe. That's it. You got it. That's all there is to it. See, you're in a different time signature. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 1 and 2 and 3 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Yeah, that was it. That was it. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. No, it's nice. It's really nice. But you see how
See, when I felt I wasn't in the right place was when I was in the right
exactly. That's you see how I'm constantly encouraging people to no, that was great. Let's keep going, because the critical mind makes the assumptions, the complete opposite of what's actually happening. And it's doing that because suddenly you're in a new realm. And it's going, I don't trust this. I feel nervous and this is not familiar. And so it assumes that it's wrong. But that's what's great about this. Because like when you make that breakthrough, suddenly it's like, okay, I have to get used to a new atmosphere.
But also this drum, I can hide with it.
No, you're not supposed to hide with that drum.
No.
So you see, and what this is showing you as a bass drummer, as a bass player, is how important the foundation is.
I know.
You know,
Big responsibility.
and well, it's just a lot of fun. And the next time you listen to Big Joe or Duke Ellington or Count Basie, you'll hear the bass. And you go, oh yeah. Or Tito Puente or the Fanny All Stars, or how we doing?
8:40.
Okay, well, we'll shut it down. Okay.
It's like paradiddle.
Yeah, but it's only worse.
Slam a cue. Johnny got a gun.
So when you go back to something that you're familiar with, it sounds so much easier and it sounds better. Aye, aye, aye. You play more relaxed. Aye. Thank you, powers of the East. 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 Thank you, powers of the South. Thank you, powers of the South. Thank you, powers of the South. You found that note. Thank you, you found that note. Of the South. Thank you, powers of the West. Yeah. Thank you, powers of the West. Thank you, powers of the West. That's it. Powers of the West. Thank you, powers of the North. 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 Thank you, powers of the sky. 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 Thank you, powers of the earth. 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 Thank you, powers of the sea. 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 Thank you, powers within me. 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 Circle John, Circle John, Circle John, Circle John, Power God down, Power God down. Tower God, Tower God, protection surround, set protection surround, protection surround, protection surround, sacred. Sacred abound, sacred abound, sacred abound. Let the goddess stand, let the goddess stand, let the goddess stand. Let the goddess stand. Whoa, 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 Great Spirit, bless our endeavor. 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 Hey. Okay, big ending. Here comes. Last one. Oh. Yeah, good. Good to see you guys. Okay, come on in anytime. So what happened then, because of the training that we did, when we finished the ending, you were able to throw in that clave, the second note of the clave, comfortably.
I heard you do it, and I
Right.
popped it in.
You know now. I've always been hitting it
I know. I
on occasion.
I was pulling some of it in last week, and it's like, okay.
But see, now you're playing from a much more relaxed. See, the volume was down at the end because everybody was wrung out. So the volume was down, and it was real relaxed. It was really swinging. It was really cooking, and that's the state, that I like to experience because there's no tension, and the dynamics it's all natural.
It's more fluid.
Yeah, it's a lot more fluid. Then it's like water. Then it's flowing. That sounded really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotta go back over to the left hand. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh, you don't know how to do
yeah.
that. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And singing. That almost like laid another. It's like, oh, okay, no, that's just. I think we all got rewired.
Chinese.
Yeah.
You see what it does to the mind.
I like it. I like the feeling.
Yeah, it's a stimulation, and it's not it's not drug, it's not alcohol, it's just rhythm and coordination for hands and muscles and blood and tissue.
That's what I want a little more of.
Yeah, and
Seriously.
that's people do that in aerobics or working out at the gym, but I love this because you're making music. So that becomes independence.
I like it.
Where and it actually filters out into your life.
Yeah. That's part of what I come here for. No, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, because tonight you pushed.
Yeah. Keep doing it.
Yeah, good.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Well, it brings a good teacher out of me.
So it's time, buddy.
Yeah,
It's time.
'cause I've been easy, going easy.
Yeah, you're right. The downbeat stuff's good. But this, in terms of therapy, and in terms of that's the transformational state. That's the one to go up for me.
Well, it's creating a vocabulary for transformation. Whereas
Yes.
it was originally just technique. Now it's all making sense to me. How they all feet come together. In new levels.
And I think playing those patterns, whether it's paradiddle or Johnny Got a Gun, every time we do one of those,
For me, it makes some very important cultural connections because I'm hearing the Flammacue, and then I say, oh, okay, your part would be this, and so it's like,
that's the next teaching session.
Yeah, this is good. And I listen to
two congas.
the playback, and it's very exciting.
There are exercises people can easily
Easy to
pick up.
play with.
Well, and this one drummer back in New York, she's really dedicated. So she's giving me good feedback. Because she's posting on all her,
That's good.
and so she's saying the slow stuff that we did the last time. The guy's head kept moving out of the way, so she could actually see my hands. So now what I discovered is that if we do the tempo slowly, the camera and the sound stay in sync. If we play faster, it will lose sync.
Right.
So it's great because I like to teach slowly because when we play these slowly, you see how powerful they are.
That's the way to do it. Then you can.
And then at the end, when we did the, the up tempo, then the accents were just there. It was just,
You don't learn to drive a race car. You learn to drive. Can you drive?
One they usually start. Two. They usually start.
but the great stuff about the slow tempos
I like it.
is that they have powerful energy on their own. So I'm really grateful to have people who want to do that. Again, that's a variation of the third.
Yeah, that's what I thought the other day. I was thinking that 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Garvin, you never cease to amaze me.
Well, see, now you're playing it with more authority now.
Yes.
Because now you understand a different foundation. It becomes, you just get settled in.
This needs to be tuned higher than that, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that needs to come up. Well,
Well, usually there's a big.
that was lower.
There's usually 3. There's usually like.
Yeah, well, see, the combination of djembe and congas, we're still experimenting. See, this one, I want to come up a little bit, and that one probably should too. This guy comes up with a pit bull last night, all muscles and his workout, and obviously, drives a Cadillac SUV, just. That one is like, the dog's like chewing on the drums, big. How much? 575. You kick the bone had a stand. Don't let your dog chew the drum. He laughs. Joke. Not a joke. So he goes, and then he leaves. He's like, he didn't play. He's like, testing, but he didn't play. He's like, I would make friends with the guy if he would just play.
Yeah.
Let me hear anything. More than a couple of test notes. Do you have music in you? Do you have a groove in you? Can you express it? I know it's there. All humans have it. But it's maybe you'll come back and buy it. I tried to I'm not gonna give it a hard time. So the universe is blessing this neighborhood with what we're doing, what Kathy has made possible, what we've made possible.
Thank you both. Thank you guys. You too.
It's
Yeah,
a true blessing on this neighborhood.
We're going to cook on
Oh yeah,
Halloween.
you're gonna
That's
ask
Friday night.
Is it
Yeah, 31st is Friday.
Halloween's Friday?
Mhm.
Well, I hope Kevin can make it because he'll be sufficiently impressed. It just occurred to me tonight. Kevin he'll notice. I would think he would definitely.
Well, if we keep doing what we're doing, like with the exercises
Oh,
and
we can-
pushing our limits,
We'll play at the Hard Rock.
Bending their
If
I think you used the
you want to.
your last one.
Oh,
Last
that's why I can't find it. I thought I
I'm
put
not
it.
playing through anger with you.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh,
All right.
sure. That's
I gotta check this. That was.
No, I'm always
Yeah,
thinking about
yeah.
Madison Square Garden. No, that's always in my head. You know.
Didn't you want to play the
Let's see,
blues? You never got to play in the blues.
So I'll get
No,
another.
which was the one in LA you never got to?
Please. Thank you.
I just got burned so much. I wasn't able to just go at it with.
Wasn't there a venue you said you wanted to play and you never got to play it in LA? Not the blues club, not the jazz club.
There was
Blues House?
well, you know, it really who I'm playing with is what matters. You know, I played at the Mint, I played at the Troubadour, I played, the Forum, and, it's like.
She's
I think I told you.
she's got a production going up of Shakespeare next weekend, so she's Paul and I were building set for it today.
Oh, Paul's helping. How's Paul doing?
He's good. He's good.
Tremendous soul. That thing. So Sir Kaya came in. He checked out the Zana place today. Oh, what is this? South Africa. Yeah, these are nice.
So I'll ask Paul to send you a link to his Dutch television station in the mid-late 60s. Came and filmed Paul and his brothers, their show. Wait a minute. It started in Johannesburg. They took it to the West End in London. They were there for 3 years. Then they came to Broadway. This bought Paul's house here in the Palisades. This show, but they're absolutely taking this out of South Africa and apartheid. In fact, one of the members of the troupe was banned and was never allowed back in South Africa for some of the songs he wrote. But it's like a 50-minute piece of the show, a little political. It's not the full 2-hour show. Paul only just this week got access to the original. He hasn't seen it in 49 years. So the first thing we did was sit down and just watched it. And then we started work. But he's got some new timber to build Cajon version 2. Really solid, beautiful.
Now, what were you saying, Garvin?
Oh, just it was sort of non-apropos of anything, but I just happened to think of. I was telling you about how man used to play the milk pail so well.
Yeah.
Then I just happened to see on a YouTuber somewhere on
Thank God for YouTube.
on the computer, they had a little interview with him. He was talking how everybody in Bahia plays it because he said they have no running water. So he said everybody carries pails of water. So he said you just learn how to play the water can or the milk pail. There's no plumbing.
There was a video up there by I think it's a group called Foley, F-O-L-I.
Mm-hmm.
There is no rhythm. There is no movement without
No
rhythm,
rhythm, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And one of the shots, because they've got guys with djembes and junjun and stuff and cowbells, and they go to a village and there's these kids. They're maybe 3 or 4 years old and they're playing
Cans.
tin cans,
Yeah.
plastic bottles, and their
Amazing.
rhythm.
Yeah.
They are so tight.
And they're little kids.
And they're
Oh,
little
no,
kids.
thanks to you guys.
They're like little kids. They got it.
I know. Some of those videos are amazing.
But
I know.
they can't afford musical instruments, but they make this symphony of sound with just what they've got.
Well, that's, the great musicians can make music.
Well, would you like a strawberry and juice?
I'll just grab one. No. And then I'm on my Trader Joe's run tonight.
I see. You know, always the,
Well,
You're gonna be paid.
that's good.
when you live in the Palisades, it's a
You got a plan.
good plan.
They're going to put one up there, they say.
They've been saying that for a while.
Russo says he's going to put one in. Thank you.
But you see now the difference of energy after what we did tonight, because everybody really put a lot of heart into what they were doing. It's an entirely different energy that you leave with, that you want.
Focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Well, after we got to about 8:15, and my head was just buzzing. It's like, and then when I said, "That's it," I'm just overwhelmed. I just couldn't
Well, I'm glad you stuck with it,
do it.
because that's when I like,
That's a good
that's when I
solid
see
place to
great
get to,
progress.
though.
No, it's good. It's actually a good state.
Yeah.
That's when learning
Thank you, Kevin.
really occurs.
See you guys.
It's
Thank you,
mental
Paul.
failure,
Oh, thank you.
like muscle failure.
Thank you.
when you're working out.
I love the
It's-
Thank you.
And then you move. you know.
Yeah.
Drum.
All right.
Thank you.
I can't with that hand. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thanks. It was great. different.
Yeah, different,
You know,
yeah, it's a
so
different.
Oh,
vibe.
during those exercises.
If I wasn't playing the Junjun, I wouldn't be playing at the moment.
Oh.
So the Junjun.
What
You
happened?
hurt?
I'm trying to I had some warts come through.
Oh,
I'm trying to treat them, but there's one on my knuckle and it hurts like hell.
If you're okay playing with the sticks.
Absolutely. Well, the first week I wasn't. It hurt like hell.
But sounds so gas.
Okay.
Take care. See ya.
take care of yourself too.
But
yeah.
but because it's
Yeah, that's bumming me out.
On the
'cause
knuckle.
tomorrow's
On the knuckle, I
next
think
class,
it's-
I'm like, wanna
the
do
roots
it,
must
but
be
if
around the
it's any
nerve
kind
or
of pain,
something.
I'm sure there will be. I don't want
You need a jacuzzi on
Oh.
to. Take care.
Yeah.
Night,
So-
guys.
Thanks, Garvin.
So the sticks are
Yeah.
good, but you would have seen me playing without this finger. All right, guys, that was
You're
fabulous
welcome,
tonight.
Madeline.
I will
Carly.
see you
Carly
guys.
Laura.
it. Okay,
Carly. I'm a costume on Halloween.
Look, I think I might. Because we're off to a party like straight afterwards in Hollywood, so I might have to be dressed up.
strawberries, would you like a strawberry?
Raspberry.
Help yourself.
What?
I'm telling anybody online if they would like a strawberry.
Brownie.
Oh, some white asparagus. The salad's good too. Got